Hi, ladies. Today is Wednesday, March 27th, 2019, and I am 23 weeks and 4 days pregnant. So, closing in on 6 months. If my calculations are correct, I should be 6 months in a few days, I believe. And that's kind of crazy. I guess that's what, 24 weeks, right? If 5 months was 20 weeks, 6 must be 24 weeks roughly. So crazy. You know, roughly 3 months to go, and I have absolutely nothing prepared. Nothing. Like, I mean, it's still 3 months, I know, but it's just like I have absolutely nothing ready. I haven't purchased really anything for the baby. I have like three onesies that I bought that were more cutesy, that have like little messages on it. If you've seen some of my other videos, you have seen my dogs. And so and I have two small dogs, and I bought three onesies for the baby. I have a female dog and a male dog, and I have three onesies. One says my big sister has paws, the other one says my big brother has paws, and the third one says my siblings have paws. So I thought they were the cutest things. I bought them in a newborn size. I might buy them again when the baby outgrows them, just because it's accurate. Those, my dogs were definitely and are definitely my children before any human biological children. So, they are still going to remain a part of the family and very much a part of my life. And so it's like my fur babies and real baby. So it's funny. So that's really all I've gotten. And yeah, I bought a maternity pillow, but that wasn't for the baby. That was more for me. And I'm kind of being propped up by it here now, and it's kind of, in front of me a little bit, holding me up. Kind of resting on it, and good thing about it, and I can kind of show it to you. It's like just laying across me. A good thing about the maternity pillow is that if you are able to breastfeed, you can pull it into different shapes. I'm using it one part up and the other part wrapped around. And if you had a baby, you can kind of use that to breastfeed, or to just, prop the baby up, or whatever you do with babies. I have really no idea. But yeah, so I think today I really just want to update and kind of talk about various things that I've been thinking. So symptoms wise, what's been going on? I still have swelling. I have swelling in my hands and feet. I have quite a bit of swelling in my feet sometimes, and hands at different times. I know, like, massaging them, or moving them and stretching them out is supposed to help with that. I haven't found that it has helped a lot, but that is just me. I have not been wearing the appropriate shoes. I am still wearing pumps at work, so I should try to stop that, but I haven't. So, can't be mad when your feet are swelling if you're still wearing crap you shouldn't be wearing. As far as my hands, it is what it is, right? It is what I don't really know. I don't really know what to do about that. So, it is what it is. I definitely still get indigestion and heartburn. Not as bad as it used to be. It's actually gotten a little better, and I really didn't do anything to make it better. It's just gotten better with, I don't know, time. And although I am creeping up on getting closer to my last trimester, I'm sure it'll get worse, because my understanding is in the third trimester, that's when it gets worse. So yeah, but constipation's off and on. It has been a battle for me the entire time. I've tried so many different things: prune juice, Metamucil, Marilax. Nothing has worked consistently. My doctor at my last visit did tell me to buy Colace, because it's a stool softener, and I could take that every day. and I am going to start it. I still haven't started it because I'm just it's taking so many like things to help between boosting my fiber and trying to drink more water, because she also did state that not having enough water would also make me or keep me constipated. I'm trying so many different things. um I just haven't. I know I bought it, but I just haven't started the Colace, which I said is just a stool softener. It comes in both, like stool softener with a laxative and just a stool softener. And I just got the stool softener because I think that was the only one that was safe for pregnancy. The stool softener with the laxative is a stimulant laxative, and I don't think you're supposed to take that during pregnancy. But I'm not a doctor, so I'm really not sure. Um, and some other, I get these updates, and I'm sure if you're pregnant or you've been pregnant, you know the different websites, the different um alerts you can get during your pregnancy that kind of tell you what's going on with your body at this point and that point. Olivia, shush. Sorry. Um, and so they a lot of the different things talk about how your libido might increase, and at different points of your pregnancy. And every time I've seen that, I've waited to feel that way. And I am just going to be honest with you, my libido has not been, well, let me put it this way. I have no libido. Let's just put it that way. I'm not even going to talk about whether it's increasing or whatever. Let's just say it's non-existent. Like, it's been completely non-existent this almost this entire pregnancy. Like, honestly, I feel bad sometimes, but not that bad about it, because my husband's a little weird. Because he's kind of thinks he can hurt the baby during intercourse. Now, I like to explain to him, I'm sure, I'm glad he's so, confident in himself, but it's not, possible. I have no restrictions, my doctor did not tell me I need to abstain, and a man's penis cannot hit the baby. I don't care how well endowed they are. The baby is well protected in its amniotic fluid, and it's in the uterus, and all that good stuff is well cushioned. But he still seems to think that he can somehow reach or hurt the baby. So between my lack of libido and his weirdness, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, this is our first child, so I guess he's just not used to it. um our sex life has been pretty non-existent. I shouldn't say non-existent, this is a bit of an exaggeration, but might as well be. But I'm not really mad. I'm not really mad at that. So it's messed up because, I have very little interest right now. Maybe in this last trimester, as I get into it, I know I'm not there yet, but as I get into it, maybe things will ramp up. I know, the hormones are constantly changing, and maybe at that point I'll be more, interested. I don't know. So we'll have to see. But it's just, I wonder if other people feel this way. And I was actually reading online that is the way my husband feels is not actually uncommon, because apparently many men feel that way. At least with the first one, maybe with their second they don't, but many men feel that way. So if I were like one of the women whose libido was crazy high, or even normal right now, I would probably feel a different way. But I just don't. I'm kind of like, whatever. um it's fine with me. It's a good thing, though, is that our marriage is not builds on sex. I mean, yes, that's an important aspect of a marriage, but thank God we have so many other things. Like, we're just really good in other ways, because if we weren't, I'd be like, okay, you're a nice roommate, I guess. But at least until, after this whole ordeal is over with. But luckily we still have a lot of other things that help keep our connection going. So that's very fortunate, because if it was really just about physical intercourse, then we would be in trouble. I'm just gonna be honest with you, because this I mean, most of the time when I'm constipated and bloated and swollen, and now I have back pain, I forgot to mention that. I've lower back pain. I don't feel like it. I'm not interested. And the worst thing, I can get through all the pains, I can get through the swelling, but trying to have sex or be sexy or any of that when you're struggling with a baby growing in you and being constipated, the feeling of that, and it's, for me, it's ugh. I'm stuffed and yeah. Yeah. So, and the constipation for me has been a struggle for a while. So I'm just trying to get it normalized, where I don't feel um disgusting. Let me just put it that way. I don't even know how to describe it. So yeah, so it's kind of like having so I think that definitely contributes to the fact that I have no libido, because I'm feeling icky over that often. And it's not every day, but I'll go a few days feeling normal, and then it'll start up again. So I don't know what to do. I'm just trying to drink a lot of fluids and waters, which you need to do whether you're constipated or not, just being pregnant. So I'm trying to do. I'm not great at it, but I'm trying to do that, and increase my fiber, taking the Metamucil, taking really increasing fiber, eating prunes, drinking prune juice, and I think I'm adding a colace. So, and then sometimes when you take all that, your stomach feels a little queasy, and then you're just like, so I can't win for losing here. So I don't really know. I just have to keep you guys updated. Am I alone in this? Am I the only one who is just like, it doesn't matter, or is everyone else like, raring to go? I don't know. Just, it's my first rodeo, and I'm just like, okay, this one, this time is how it's going to go. And another thing, I've been having a lot of I guess anxiety about the life change that having a new baby brings. I've, as I said, it's my first, so I don't know what to expect. I am not prepared with any sort of material items, so haven't done much purchasing. So that gives me anxiety, but I still feel like I have time to get that stuff. Problem is, I still need to figure out what that stuff is, because as I read things online, there's always different lists of things you must have and you should have, and and what'll make your life easier. And at very least, I need the essentials. I know I do not know the gender yet, so a whole bunch of cutesy clothes, which will probably end up being a waste of money because the baby will grow out of them pretty quickly, I'm not looking for, but the essentials. And then, of course, I can add to that, but just having that is what I really want to get before the baby's born. Um, but I've been having a lot of anxiety on a bigger level in regards to, am I going to be able to put this child in the position that it needs to be in to succeed in life? And that is very important to me. I mean, my entire life, um, I have been trying to achieve and succeed. I am extremely ambitious, and I'm very forward thinking. So some people think very short term or live in the moment, and they, and there's great things about that because they're enjoying now. But even while I'm in the now, I'm always thinking about what's my next, or what's the future going to look like, or what do I need to do to have a better future. And although that's great, it does also sometimes have a downfall of preventing me of really enjoying what's going on now, because I'm always, 6 months, 6 years, you know, 6 days, 6 weeks. I'm always ahead of myself. So I'm always thinking about what's next. And in a lot of ways that has helped me, because I was able to go to school and do what I need to do and focus on my career, get my education. Um, I've always done what I thought I was supposed to do in regards to that. Like, I'm married, bought a house, I went to college, I went to law school, I'm a practicing attorney, I do what I think I'm supposed to do. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that, not saying that you should do that. I'm just saying I've always done my life like that. And I did all that thinking, I wanted to do all these things before I had a child. And I'm here having a child, and I'm still like, wait, I'm not ready. There's like so many other things I want to do. So I don't know if I was ever going to be ready. And I think if you combine the feeling of me not feeling ready, and yes, I did do IVF, I did plan this. So, but whatever. I'm also 36, so there was a little bit of a ticking clock that I was trying to run from too. But if you combine all those things with my, I guess, desire to always look into the future or think into the future and want more, as I start thinking for this child, I'm thinking, can I provide this child with everything it needs in life to be successful? And not just average. Not saying this baby will be a genius, but I know that you, as a parent, have to put your child in a position to succeed. And if you don't, your child will have a much harder life, especially when you're Black, just to be frank about it. And I know I have people who view my videos who aren't Black, and this is not meant to be offensive to them. This is just real. And if you aren't comfortable with it, then you should stop watching it, because this is real. It is harder. It is harder. I'm not playing the race card. It is harder. I know, just speaking in my own experiences, I've worked so hard in my life to be seen as an equal, just an equal. And so in my career as an attorney, just to be seen as an equal, I work so hard to prove myself constantly over and over. I'm always second guessed. You always have to prove yourself. You always have to work hard. You always have to be on your game, on the ball, because people look at you and they think you don't know, or they think you're not as good, or they think you're second class. And my counterparts, who are white and maybe often other races as well, do not suffer from that. People won't necessarily look at them and think, well, you're not going to be as good as an attorney, sorry, baby brain. You're not going to be as good an attorney as this person, or you're not as smart, or you're not as sharp, or you can't, I don't know, whatever they think. For years I worked at a law firm, and people who did not know that I was an attorney, who also worked at their law firm, who were also attorneys, okay, used to think I was a secretary. Not knocking secretaries, I'm just saying now. Why is that the assumption? The assumption is automatically that I couldn't be, and that, basically that I'm not. And oftentimes when you work in the places that I've worked, a lot of the attorneys are not Black. And a lot of the administrative staff and support staff are Black. And again, it's not a problem. I'm not, I've actually have really good friends who were in the administrative and support staff. But I'm just saying, the initial presumption is that I couldn't be, or that I'm not, and then that's hard to overcome, because I can't take this skin off, and I can't take it off. So every day, this is what I have to deal with, and there's a constant there's a constant, I don't know, barrier that you have to overcome. And I'm worried about that for my kid. It's one thing I've been dealing with that my entire life. So yes, and I hate it. I'm not saying I'm okay with it. I hate it. But I've been dealing with it my entire life. I understand that's the game. I don't like it. I don't know how to change it. If I could, I'd change it. If I could, I'd, just me doing my part and trying to, be the best that I can be, hopefully helps. But I know it's not enough because it doesn't matter. If you see me on the street, you know, not expecting you to treat me any differently, but people see you on the street and, you know, it's just, if you are black, you understand that life is just harder. It doesn't matter what role, what position, what your profession is in. It is just harder. There is always a color barrier here, and it's unfortunate. But there's just a color barrier where people, whatever you do, people see you a certain way, and my child will be black. Surprise, surprise, right? So I worry about that for him or her and how this child's future will be and what can I do now to make it better. I know, do I try to put it in the best daycare so we can get into the best preschool, so we can get in the best, kindergarten and elementary school. And, because in this New York City area, schools are extremely competitive. And I don't want my child to be another black child who's a stereotype, who doesn't get ahead because it's held back by some of these absurd racial barriers. People tend to think that if you just work really hard or if you study really hard, then everything will equal out. And that's not true. That is not true. Education is not the great equalizer that people seem to think it is. The fact is, if you aren't there's luck when you're black or white. I think, luck has a lot to do with it. But when you're black, you need a lot more luck, a lot more prayer, a lot more hard work, a lot more everything, to just be similar on the same page is other races. And it's unfortunate. So that's what I've been having anxiety about lately. And it's not like I didn't know this going into it. I did know it, but it's one thing to know it and it's another thing to know it, or to bring a child into the world, into that world that is not fair. And doesn't matter if you work hard or if you're smart or if you earned it, or if you're smarter than the other person. Sometimes that doesn't matter. I mean, this is real talk. Sometimes that doesn't matter. You could work really hard. You could earn it. You could want it more. You could be smarter. And sometimes it just doesn't work out for you. And that's across the board, I guess, for any race. But when you're black, it seems to hit you a little or a lot more often that way. Especially when you see your white counterparts climbing up and you're like, well, wait, my work is better than his or hers. Or I work later or longer hours than him or her. Or my grades were better than him or her. It's just, whatever it is. And that's unfortunately when we go to life isn't fair. So I don't know. It's a weird thing for me to be thinking about at this point. But it scares me. It really does. Because I don't know. I haven't figured it out for myself. So how can I figure it out for a kid? I don't know what to do. I personally did not grow up with parents who had even college educations. I did not grow up with money. I did not grow up, with opportunities or being put in. Well, let me not say opportunities. Clearly, I must have had some opportunities to be able to overcome, but that was through hard work and determination and love and support and prayer. Like, that's how that happened. And I guess that's what'll have to happen for my kid. I mean, thank God, yes, I am better off than my parents. And I think that's ultimately the goal. And of course, I want my child to be better off than me and to achieve more than what I've been able to. But I don't want them to have to feel like they're a second class citizen. Um, and that's because I know what that feels like. And it's not a good feeling to see that, to be there and to see these things happening, in 2019. It's just not. And I don't know what to do. I don't know if there's anything I can do except for, love, support, and try to, be there to help guide and motivate this child. Try to put it in the best opportunities. But I'll tell you this, very quickly, we just looked into daycare. Now, granted, the baby's not here yet, but we just looked into daycare in the area. And it's a really nice daycare, has an infant STEM program. Your baby will come out of the daycare. Like I said, daycare, not school. Daycare better be learning something for the money they want. But it's not just a daycare where your child is supposed to be watched. It is a daycare where your child is supposed to be taught, even from infancy. So, the cost of this daycare was almost $2,400 a month for the child to go full time. No, not good. I mean, no, it's absurd. It is absurd. $2,400 a month for an infant. As the child gets older, it does go down, but I think, has to be a couple of years before the tuition price changes. It's just absurd. And then I felt guilty about that because I'm not going to do that, by the way. But I felt guilty because, the white and Asian kids are in that daycare. And then I don't want to not put my child in a daycare where it can get the best opportunities. But $2,400 a month is freaking crazy. So I don't know, so that's just, and it made me start to feel inadequate and like a bad parent, or like I was setting this child up to fail just from that. And yes, I am hormonal, I guess, but with the thoughts and feelings I'm having in regards to this, I was just like 2,400, and I'm rounding up. It was like 23 something, but basically $2,400 a month. And it's crazy, guys. It's crazy. For daycare. I didn't say school. I said daycare. Daycare. Baby can't talk. I don't know what is really getting taught. We're talking about STEM. What's STEM for a baby, really? Like, what are you really teaching my child? When I pick it up, it better be, multiplication tables at 6 months or something. I don't know. But anyway. So these are just my thoughts. And I don't know when that'll change, if it'll change. But wanted to show you, do like a bump check, since I have been having a lot of people not really realizing that I am pregnant, and I'm almost 6 months pregnant. So as I adjust my dress that I wore to work today, I wanted to show you. Okay, so this is my bump. This is it. But this dress that I have on, I don't know if you can see, but it kind of camouflages it a little bit. Has this material that gathers in the front. So I like that this dress does that, because it makes it kind of difficult for people to tell. You can still tell, clearly. If you knew me before, which you guys didn't, but this is it. And I'm like, okay, so, at almost 6 months, it's not super huge, but it's getting there. I guess at some point, I know in the coming weeks, the baby is supposed to start gaining its own weight and filling out and getting fatter. And I guess at that point, this thing will pop. So just waiting for that. And I should probably tell the people at my job before that happens, maybe. I don't know. Can't be, out here or whatever, still trying to hide it. But anyway, ladies, as always, let me know your thoughts, and we'll just go from there. I mean, I'm being candid, which is the whole reason why I do these videos, to share with you and have my, little support system. So let me know your thoughts, and, am I wrong? I don't know. But until next time, when I update you again, and talk to you soon. Bye.